Hey everyone, Soundwave8084 here with another Transformers Studio Series 86 review. In this review, take a look here at Studio Series Leader Class Grimlock. I don't have the box with me at the moment. I've actually opened them up and the box has been put somewhere else at the moment, so I don't have it with me. But I will put a picture up so you can see the box. Now the little insert inside is just the walls of Quintessa when Grimlock comes busting in with Wheelie on top and they start attacking the Sharkticons and everything, and Grimlock sticks them onto the Quintessons. That's the backdrop you're getting. Sorry I don't have it with me at the moment, but I just want to go ahead and get this figure reviewed and out. I do have a comparison video where I just compare this Grimlock with other Grimlocks and other figures like Siege, Ultra Magnus, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, Optimus Primes, Wheeljacks, and so you can get a sense of the size of this Grimlock. And I'll link that video down in the description below. Also, if you're watching this video for the first time, you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below as well. And while you're down there, please click the thumbs up button, as that will help my channel out immensely. Now let's get to the review here of Studio Series Grimlock. Alright, so off the bat, this is the figure straight out the package. You'll pull him out just like this. His gun will not be in his hand, of course, but I have put his gun in his hand. And it is very G1 based here. You can see some details and sculpting onto the gun. It's very nice. The handle is actually back here in the back, so it doesn't interfere with any of the stuff. You can, of course, either hand, you just pick that sucker right on in. Other accessory it does come with. We'll move Grimlock out of the way real quick and we'll show off Autobot Wheelie. Now this is a pure accessory. This figure does not convert. It is not a full-on Transformer. You will not get him into his alt mode. He is very waffly in the legs and arms, you can see. Very hollow here, and there. But he does have some joints. He can move around. He's got ball jointed shoulders, so you get some movement with that. Not very much, just because of the lack of you also get this one can do that, and got that. The head, you got the slight up and down rock, 360 all around. You got ball jointed hips here, so you can do weird things with his legs, like kind of like he's running. Run! I've upset Grimlock! Run, get out of here! You also have a mushroom peg waist, so you get a full 360 waist swivel. So that's all you're getting out of this guy. And what he attempts to do is to first to recreate. So you can recreate the scene from Transformers movie with Wheelie riding him on top and shooting his slingshot at like the Sharkticons and stuff. So that's what you're doing. He does have a peg right here. So when Grimlock is in robot mode, Grimlock has these little peg holes up here on his shoulders. And what you do is you just take Wheelie, and then you just want to peg him into those a little hole there, and that way he can now sit on Grimlock's shoulders and still keep firing at the Decepticons. So that's a little cool gimmick and accessory. You can do this with Wheelie. The actual sculpt of Wheelie is not bad. He's got a beautiful actual little head sculpt here. His arm doesn't really get out of the way. But yeah, let me zoom in. He's got a nice little head sculpt. Maybe a little bit of paint damage going right there, though. You can see right, he's got a little damage to his face. That's just him being on Quintessa so long, having to fight off all the Sharkticons and Alicons. He's got a little battle damage. Paint is fine on this. It's molded in this gray plastic, and so all this orange here is painted on him, and it's painted very well. And the same with this here, the painted peach color and orange. Just have a little chippage there. Eyes are painted a beautiful blue. Not a bad looking Wheelie, except for, maybe some of the hollowness here. If only they actually made this into a full figure that would transform. But then you're getting a Leader Class Transformer with a Legends Class Transformer. That was really should drive up the price point. Now, all the hollowness here on his legs will be hidden when he's riding Grimlock in Dinosaur Mode, because he'll be behind his neck, so you really won't see all of that. We'll show that off when we get Grimlock transformed into his T-Rex Dinosaur Mode. Alright, so full-on look at the figure. Details are plenty. This is a nice gold color here. I believe it is painted. I believe it is molded in this kind of like off-white kind of color here, which is the same white. It's like a pearlescent white. It's what they use here on his T-Rex arms, and what will be onto the tail here. We'll see more of that in Dino Mode. He's got gold paint here as well. And it's all applied very well. He's got blue painted eyes, and it's a very shimmery, shiny blue. He doesn't have the gimmick like Masterpiece Grimlock where you actually can change him from blue to red, so you can have toy accurate or cartoon accurate. He's just going for the cartoon because this is a studio series looking to mimic the movie. The sculpt is really good on Grimlock. I do like it. Zoom in a little bit. He is a big boy, so I like the head sculpt on Grimlock. More details. You can see the colors in here. The paint is applied well. Shines very nice in the light. He weighs 11 ounces, but he feels light. In robot mode, he feels a little bit hefty. But when you get him into T-Rex mode, he feels kind of light. It's, I guess, the way he transforms and kind of expands out. He feels lighter. He's not as dense. But turning the back, you can see these do move. They're on little pivots, little hinges, so you can move them. Also, back here, there's this little tab that will clip onto his arms, and it will lock that in place. With how this one is, it's stiff. You have to do that. I'm just afraid of eventually, with repeated transformations and locking these things in, that you might end up breaking this off, snapping it off. So I'll just be aware of that. You also have one of these on the other side for Dinosaur Mode, so just be aware of that. Biggest complaint of Grimlock in robot mode is probably just the chest piece here. This is going for a little more of the toy with the kind of dark color here and the Autobot logo kind of hiding. I kind of wish it was just all straight, just gold color here, and the Autobot symbol would stand out more. It's kind of just, muffled behind this tinted plastic. And that's the only thing I really do not like about this. Turn to the back side. You can see everything, tidies up fine, tabs in well in robot mode. There's really no hollowness to speak of except for underneath at the feet down here. Otherwise, he's pretty solid. And this right here is for transformation. Now, we'll go over some articulation on this guy real quick. You get the elbow bends to here. You have this upper bicep swivel here. Shoulders go to here. And you can 360 around. You got some soft, like, ratchet type joints. So you can hear it. Oh, hit the back. There you go. You also have a wrist swivel. And that's on these little things that pivot like this to go inside the forearm. Now that just goes to show that like figures like Astro Train, they could have done something to where they could give you a wrist swivel while still having that kind of transformation. You also have a 360 waist swivel on the big boy. Hit the camera with a gun. You got an upper thigh swivel, knee bends. They're soft ratchets. You got soft ratchets here on the hips as well, and you can go out to the sides, do like a full splits. Balance issues, does he balance? Let's kick him this way because the gun's right there. Yes, he balances really good. You see he's got this leg straight down, this leg's kicking out. Let's see how far we can go with this leg until he tips over. There we go. He's gonna tip now. Kicking. No, not there either. That's as far as you can go with his leg before he wants to tip over. So he's got great balance, good ankle tilt as well. And so he's got a lot of articulation. You do also have a good down. Not really any up. And you can 360 his head all the way around. The gun does support blast effects on either side. Even though the studio series, they're still continuing the trend of supporting blast effects, which is excellent. Yes, I know I have a comparison video, but I'm going to show off a few of these in here as well. Here is Siege Ultra Magnus next to Grimlock, so you can get a feel for that height. Magnus's top of his little horns probably come to about the top of Grimlock's chest, maybe slightly over. Next to Siege Optimus Prime. Next to BMB's oversized Power of the Primes Grimlock. You see, this is probably the scale people would want to know. If people had this, want to know if this one's bigger. Yes, it is bigger in robot and in dinosaur mode as well. And also more impressive, more G1. I just really like the studio series. And next to Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Now, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus is bigger than studio series. Grimlock is taller and a little more overall beefy. Leader class kind of got shrunken down. this Grimlock is still a big boy. This scale here, to me, does not work as well as I would want it to. They should really be about the same height. Or Grimlock, in my opinion, should be a little bit taller. Alright, so let's transform Grimlock. First thing you want to do is remove his gun from his hand if it's in there, and remove Wheelie from him if it's attached to his shoulders. What we're going to do next is take his hands. We're going to fold them into his forearms. Also, we're going to lock these in. I've already done that, but they just kind of catch over that tab, and it just locks that into place. Come back here to the back of the heels. Close these over to the front of the foot. Open up the back of the legs like this. Come up here to the dinosaur head. Kind of move these wings out of the way. This is untabbed. There's a tab right there that goes in that little peg hole. You just want to untab that. Come down here to the knees. You want to untab. There's a little tab on the black part that tabs into these little white catches. So you just want to take those off from that. And you want to bend his legs down. You see there's a tab here that's going to slot into that right there. In the front. Tab that in. There's also a tab on this that's going to go into there. So we just want a lot of tabs. Tab all that in. Maybe. Like that. And you're going to bring this up. Like so. Come to these pieces here. There's arms out of the way. The white pieces are going to come out. And then this red piece here, you're going to hinge this. And pull this up. And then bring this out like this. It's going to come down to the end. You see I've untabbed the legs, so that's not a big deal there. We'll come back to that. Pull that out. Pull that down. That arms out of the way. Come here to the chest piece. You want to pull this forward like this. Fold his head in like that. And you're going to bring this down and over all that. Bring his legs down. You're going to close up the chest piece here. A tab here or peg here. You can go in there. Same here to there. So we'll just line those up. And you'll just peg them in. Closes that up. Take his head. Bring that up. Tabs in right there. Bring his legs down out of the way. Now these little red like raised pieces are going to catch inside of here. So we're going to bring this back. We're going to bring this up. And you're going to tab that in to that. Bring up this other one. Do the same. Now I can really tab those together. Bring these down here. This. Tab. Tab. And this little piece here, there's a little slot in the goal. It's going to catch over that. And that will lock that in. Like that. And you're pretty much done here with Grimlock. You have transformed him all the way into his dinosaur mode. Head can now come down. Mouth does open. You pose his arms a little bit. Now back here on his legs, you can keep his legs straight, which he does have that look in the cartoons. And if you want to keep him, I guess, more straight up as well. So these pieces don't tab in very well on mine. You also can hinge this. There's a one right there. There's a little tab. You know, we'll kind of bend his legs. So now you have a leg bend, and you can get him in a few other kind of poses. So you can bring his legs up, then you can bend his legs down, the shins down, and you have him like that. And you can raise his head up like he's actually about to shoot fire from his mouth. And yes, inside his mouth is a little black tab. It's hard to see on camera. A little black peg. You can put blast effects onto that. So he is breathing his flames right out in Dinosaur Mode. I really like his Dinosaur Mode. I think it is one of the best looking Grimlocks out there so far. My only problem is the tabs on my copy do not want to hold at all. The only one that really locks in is this one here. These want to come undone. The tail wants to come undone all the time. So that is probably my biggest disappointment. I do know other people who have this figure who do not have that problem. So it could just be my copy there. You see it still wants to untap. And that's just kind of, I guess, disappointing in that mode. Now when I want to move his arms, his shoulders here are on these little ball joints. So when you want to, it's like a big ball. When you want to move his arms, sometimes I end up pulling his chest open. So I'm just saying, beware. You don't have very much movement there. You got an elbow, but you got a lot of movement from that. But this is very tight up there, and you don't get a very large range of movement out of those. So Dinosaur Mode is very nice looking. It's just slightly disappointing with the tabs and pegs not really wanting to hold very well on my copy. Other articulation you get in Dinosaur Mode is his head can 360 all the way around. So you got that as well, and this goes up and down. So otherwise, a beautiful figure. Just a few flaws in my copy. Just him wanting to tab together. He's just not tabbing in very well. So I gotta keep fiddling around with getting him tabbed in. But the Autobot logo, the paint, it's all done very well. And that's what I was trying to say with the kind of pearlescent white. It's really hard to explain. It's a different feel. Like this is smooth plastic. This almost feels kind of rough. And that's how his arms are and the tip of the tail. Now you put your wheelie onto Grimlock and Dinosaur Mode. You see these little pegs on the sides right here. You grab your wheelie figure or accessory, and you see these little slots right here. That is what's going to hook onto those pegs. So all you want to do is get those lined on it, tab them in, and you're good to go. We'll zoom back out, and there is Wheelie riding Grimlock, and he's ready to fire his slingshot at the Sharkticons. Alright, so for scale, the one right here in front is the Titans Returns Legends class Sharkticon. The Sharkticon right here is the Cyberverse Warrior class Sharkticon, or Gnaw, whatever you want to call him. So that is the scale. This one, of course, is smaller. This one is bigger and beefier. These are the ones you get in that Quintesson Pit of Judgment, or ones like this. I think they're just different colors. This guy here is this overall. He's more like almost like a deluxe size. This guy is, of course, Legends class. And there's Grimlock. Meet Grimlock Smash! Alright, scale comparisons. I just put them all in here at one time. We have Buzzworthy Core Class Bumblebee, Netflix War for Cybertron, Deluxe Class Bumblebee, which is pretty much Legend size. We have the Chip Chase MP figure. It came with MP Sunstreaker, Deluxe Class Wheeljack, Voyager Class Siege 35th, Optimus Prime, Siege Ultra Magnus, and then Siege Jetfire. So in this mode, Ultra Magnus is slightly bigger than Grimlock, or taller than Grimlock. You can straighten Grimlock up, and they will be about the same height when you do so. Final thoughts: this Grimlock is a must-have. If you love Dinobots, if you love Grimlock, you need to get this figure. It is, in my opinion, the best mainline Grimlock release so far. Is it better than the MP? Oh, in ways I say yes, in ways I say no. The MP has more gimmicks that are shoved into the figure. I think this figure here does a little bit better in terms of the actual transformation not being as fiddly and stuff. And I also think the robot mode on this Studio Series looks better. So if you're a fan of the Dinobots, if you're a fan of Grimlock, if you're a fan of dinosaurs, you need to get this guy. It's an excellent figure. Now, the wheelie, don't let the wheelie cloud your judgment, because the main reason you're buying this is for Grimlock, not for Wheelie. Maybe they'll do a new Wheelie further down the line, or you can just always fall back onto your Titans Returns Legends class Wheelie, or if you have the Takara, I think it's Transformers Legends, there might be Unite Warriors Wheelie. Get that. That one is even more G1 cartoon accurate looking with the paint deco than your Titans Returns version. So thanks for watching this review, and I can't wait for the other Studio Series Dinobots. And also, I showed the comparison a minute ago with the Sharkticons. There is that rumor or leaked figures down the line. We're supposed to get, I believe, Studio Series 86 Sharkticons, or Gnaw. And that will be excellent to have some actual really good and accurate versions of Sharkticons. Because right now, I got a whole bunch that are just not scaling with each other. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.